WNNE Studios, it's News 31 at 6 with Tina Detail, Weather with Tom Hoyt, and Sports with Mark Sudo.
The funeral today for assassinated Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin was extremely impressive and moving. Those were the words of New Hampshire Senator Judd Gregg, who was part of an official American delegation led by President Clinton. Rabin was shot Saturday by an Israeli right-wing radical who has said he acted because he wanted to halt the peace process. Here in the Twin States, Jews are mourning Rabin's death. Among others, there will be a memorial service tomorrow in Concord. Well, in other news, how would you like a new prison in your town? That's a question many Vermont communities will be asked in the coming months, including one that has already said no. News 31's Bruce Lyons has that story.
Winsor's medium security prison was the meeting site today for a legislative committee which toured the prison and then discussed the potential for building new prison beds at the site. It's not a new idea. Just 6 years ago, the state attempted to build a 200-bed facility at the remote location, but local opposition derailed that idea. But the problem still exists. About 100 prisoners now call the Windsor Correctional Center home. And although there are no definite plans on the table right now to expand this facility, state corrections officials say it's not a question of if, but when.
Over the next, well, by 2002, I would say at the latest, the state's going to need another 200 to 250 beds to ensure that we have adequate space to incapacitate and house violent felons. And so there will be discussions over the next several months and years as to where that construction should best occur. And clearly this will be one of the sites that's discussed.
It's always a hard sell in Windsor, always a hard sell. But certainly the economy in Windsor is not such that they really could turn away anything.
Federal grant money received by the state this year could help pay for 32 new prison beds, and the Newport prison has tentatively been targeted as the expansion site. But some Newport residents are opposing that plan, so the search is widening.
I am not going to fight with Newport, and if, it's basically an opportunity, take it or leave it, and then we'll check elsewhere.
For now, lawmakers will work with the Corrections Department to identify an expansion site and then work with that community. Bruce Lyons, News 31, Windsor.
A high-speed car chase has landed a Connecticut man in trouble with the law. Well, you might be seeing less road construction come this spring. Vermont Transportation Secretary Glenn Gershanik wants the legislature to send back 185 previously approved projects to have local planning commissions decide whether they're still worthwhile. Gershanik says the new initiative is a way to manage workers' time better and give communities a better sense of what work is likely to be done. In the meantime, the state will go ahead with about 75 other construction projects. Granite Staters are buying up the tickets. New Hampshire has become the 20th state to offer the high jackpot lottery game, Powerball. News 31's Malka Doherty has more.
Yeah, but I have it for this Wednesday. Can I buy Saturday?
Margaret Kashaw is hooked on Powerball. The Concord resident plays the lottery game twice a week, every week, but until now, she's had to play it in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful because now I don't have to share. I usually get off to, to have someone pick up my tickets. I would split the ticket.
The New Hampshire legislature just approved Powerball in the state. Tickets, available in 900 stores, went on sale yesterday, but the official announcement was made today.
This is a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation for the people in the state of New Hampshire, because we are expanding our base of aid to education, and it's a win-win situation for those people who play the lottery.
Lottery officials stress all profits from Powerball will stay in New Hampshire.
We're hoping to return back to education $3.5 million in the existing fiscal year.
Powerball is drawn twice a week on Wednesday and Saturday nights. The jackpots begin at $5 million. Officials say the average winning jackpot is around $30 million.
That I've had a hand in giving away billions of dollars.
Mike Pace is the host of Powerball. He'll make the first drawing in New Hampshire this Wednesday. It's a $22 million jackpot. And if someone wins it, it'll be the largest lottery ever won in the state. As for Margaret Kashaw, she's never won a jackpot, but she's hopeful.
I think I'll win. Of course, I always play to win. all the time. That's part of the game.
Malka Doherty, News 31, Concord.
Well, Powerball ticket sales yesterday in New Hampshire reached $71,000. That was higher for the day than any other state selling those tickets. Well, still to come on News 31, 'tis the season to give your home a maintenance check, that is. That story when we come back.
If you can't be home at 6 o'clock for News 31, you can listen each night on AM 910 WNHV or AM 1230 WTSV, the Valley's AM.
Fire insurance. We protect homes. Mobile must have called.
Voters in New Hampshire will be heading to the polls tomorrow to decide everything from whether or not a new civic center will be built in Concord to who will run their towns. Mayors will step down in Keene, Nashua, Laconia, Dover, and Claremont. Another New Hampshire county has abandoned the farming business. After 135 years of supplying food to the county poorhouse, Sullivan County closed up shop on Friday. Like the other county-run farms that have fallen victim to the economy, for example, this one here in Merrimack, the farm in Unity was losing money and the local jail could no longer provide enough people to work there. When the Merrimack County farm closed in March, the equipment was auctioned off to local farmers. Your home is your castle, and like many castles, a potential money pit if you let routine maintenance get out of hand. But a seasonal checkup could help prevent your castle from becoming a royal pain in the wallet. Bill Griffith has the story.
Ah, the sights and sounds of fall. While you soak up the color and the crisp autumn air, you might want to think ahead to this. Before you wake up and find out the fireplace is clogged and squirrels have built a nest in the chimney, take some time now and make sure everything is in working order. Not only will you save yourself from major hassles, you'll save some money as well. Consumer Reports home environmental specialist Jim Nanny says you can begin your fall maintenance check outside your home.
I think this is the last minute time to go around your home and survey the exterior and make sure that it's prepared for the winter time.
Start up on the roof.
Rainstorms might cause the gutters to overflow if they're clogged with leaves and other debris, and that could back up into your roof and actually leak through the ceiling in your home.
The cost for cleaning your gutters could be as little as doing it yourself if you're not afraid of heights, or you could have a roofing contractor survey the whole roof, checking for loose shingles and damaged flashings.
If that's left through the winter, when the ice lays on the roof and it builds up, water's going to come in and ruin your ceilings and go through the entire building. So we recommend all flashings be checked prior to the winter.
Corregna charges about $125 for routine maintenance of a roof. The cost of waking up and finding water pouring down your house, well, that's hundreds, maybe thousands, depending on the damage to your ceilings and walls. To make sure you greet the first frost with heat and not soot, you may want to turn to your local chimney sweep.
We always have the fireplace cleaned out because winter is coming. We don't want any creosote buildup.
So Virginia Miles tries to have her chimney cleaner come for the recommended once-a-year maintenance checkup.
I am the founder of the Watch It Yourself Club. You hire somebody and then you watch them do all the work.
The cost of having fireplace and furnace chimneys cleaned averages around $75.
With enough usage and lack of cleaning, you can create a fire in the chimney, whether the oil residue buildup in the furnace or the creosote in the fireplace. And by not cleaning it and inspecting it, you can damage the inside where you may have cracked tiles.
The cost of replacing and repairing a chimney lining could be over $1,500, depending on the size and extent of the damage.
And here's one more preventative tip for cold areas like northern New England. Exterior drains should be cut off to prevent frozen and burst pipes. Now, it's not that cold yet, but I think we're heading in that direction.
I feel very good. I spent the weekend getting the storm windows in, and I think they are going to be needed. Yeah, we're in for a big chill down. It's going to get wet, too. We'll talk about all that happy news in a couple of minutes.
Okay, Tom's forecast is next. And still ahead, Dartmouth football tames the Lions and is the talk of the Ivy League. Mark Sudol has sports on the way.
At the Grapponi family of dealerships, we know you want straight talk, honesty, fair prices, and a commitment to the quality of the vehicles we sell.
the most part, I think we do, and that gives me great satisfaction.
It's cold.
I know it's cold.
Oh, are they here yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, when are they going to get here?
I just called. They'll be here soon.
Oh, how do you know?
They said so. They're here.
Already?
Already.
Oh, that was fast.
That was fast.
At Johnson & Dix, our customers get emergency service in 90 minutes or less. Guaranteed. Johnson & Dix.
And now, News 31 weather with Tom Hoyt.
And good evening, everybody. Well, some sunshine and some warmth today, but unfortunately there is very little of that in the forecast. As we will see, high and low today at 50 and 24, and you look at those sunrise and sunset numbers, 10 hours. That's it. The possible daylight tomorrow. Right now, already cooling off, and our humidity on the rise. Winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour. Certainly got off to a cool start this morning, especially down here to the south, 22 at Keene, 24 at Lebanon, and there were a few more clouds around in the north country, so he moved up into Coos County, and over in the Champlain Valley, they had a bit of a warmer start this morning. Chilly 11 atop Mount Washington. Had clouds move in this afternoon, and as a result, our temperatures didn't get all as high as we had imagined. Right around 50 high temperature for most of us. At the minute, 41 along the I-89 corridor, Concord, Lebanon, up to Burlington, and already cooling off below zero up in Whitefield. Now, we take a look right now, and here's our eastern satellite picture. There is the storm we're going to be talking about tomorrow. We see our clouds, and especially this line, moving in, thickening up this afternoon. You can catch an almost full moon tonight. And I would imagine you would want to get out there and catch it tonight, because while the moon will be full tomorrow, it'll be much too cloudy and you won't be able to see it tomorrow night. Let's zoom in on that picture right here and take a look at the radar. This is the rain that is going to be moving into our region tomorrow. Right now, coming up from the Gulf, moving through the Tennessee Valley and heading in our direction. And some of this is very heavy, and this is what will be arriving late in the day tomorrow. 1 to 2 inches are expected. Basically, our clouds do increase, especially overnight and during the morning hours tomorrow. Looks like the showers will be here by tomorrow afternoon. Then things get very tricky, because as this low pressure system moves up, you get the wraparound cold moisture. Some of that precipitation could start in the North Country as sleet. Then it becomes windy, and the rain changes over to snow as we move through a couple of cold fronts. All in all, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are not going to be a very pleasant time around here, because while the low pressure system moves up along the cold front, and tomorrow will start out okay, take a look here at tomorrow's high temperatures. We were in the 50s today. We'll be in the 40s a good deal of the rest of the week as we move into this whole weather pattern. So all in all, not that great for most of us trying to hang on to the end of fall. It should be pretty good news, though, for the ski areas. They should be able to make some snow this week. We'll look at the forecast next.
Wow, 9X sure is working on their service.
Not all that bad today, and once again, get out there and enjoy the full moon tonight. Well, almost full moon, but you won't be able to see it tomorrow. Clouds increase, temperatures drop back into the 30s. Tomorrow it gets windy and rainy in here tomorrow afternoon, so I don't think there is much question that today was the nicest day of the week. And then tomorrow night, well, rain changes over to snow as our temperatures drop off. And Wednesday, kind of an interesting situation, because our temperatures will get to the middle 40s, but then it gets even more windy on Wednesday, and that will change the rain over to snow showers. Wow, not all that great. Windy, some rain, some snow around here. Thursday looks okay, but our temperatures will be only in the 40s, and overnight lows dropping back into the 30s, if not below that. So it is not going to be the greatest of times around here. The next couple of days it will be rainy, it will be windy, and not that much excitement in the weather department. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news on a Monday.
Oh, that's okay. Excitement, though, yesterday. It was a pleasure to watch the Patriots play.
Well, I can be the bearer of good news. How about that? Coming up in sports, the Patriots run away with one yesterday. Well, and so did Curtis Martin. New England's win is next.
And now, News 31 Sports with Mark Sudol.
Now imagine this, if you will. The Patriots have something to shoot for. Their win yesterday against the Jets on WNNE puts them at 3-6. That's exactly where the Pats were a year ago and then made the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying they'll do that again, but if Curtis Martin rushes for 166 yards again, you never know. Bill Parcells, familiar sidelines for him when he used to coach the Giants. Second quarter, Curtis Martin, 28-yard run to the Jets' 12. Then later on in the quarter, he runs it in from the 2 for a touchdown, 10-0 Pats. New England led 13-0 at halftime. Third quarter, Bill Parcells pretty psyched. He doesn't want to show it yet, though. Martin takes the ball 9 yards for the touchdown run, 20-0 Pats. Martin ties a Patriot rookie record with his 7th rushing touchdown. New England wins it 20-7. It is now official. The Browns are leaving Cleveland. Football will come back to Baltimore for the first time since the Colts left. The team will play at Memorial Stadium for 2 years, beginning in 1996, before moving to another part of town.
I know what you went through 11 years ago, because that's exactly what's happening in Cleveland right now. And I am deeply, deeply sorry from the bottom of my heart.
Well, it came down to money right there. The Plymouth State football team takes their perfect record to Worcester Polytech this weekend. Last Saturday, they won again, beating Stony Brook 20-12. The Panthers are 6-0 in the Freedom Football Conference and 8-0 overall. Dartmouth football Saturday, visiting the cowardly Columbia Lions. First quarter, the Big Green driving. Quarterback John Aljancic runs it in himself, 17 yards for a touchdown, 7-0. Dartmouth. Later in the quarter, Aljancic does it again. Another run for a touchdown, this one for 12 yards. 14-0 Dartmouth. Columbia did eventually take a 27-23 lead, but Dartmouth scored 20 points in the fourth quarter, highlighted by this Lloyd Lee 45-yard punt return for a touchdown. It's the Greens' first punt return for a TD since 1991. Dartmouth wins its 5th straight, 43-27. Well, a handful of teams are left after last Saturday's high school football playoff action. Hanover traveled to Conway, New Hampshire, and were shut out by Kennett 34-0. Newport, Plymouth, Bellows Falls, and St. Johnsbury advanced, but we have 2 games to show you. Saturday, Hartford and their fans hosting Mount Anthony. Second quarter with a score 7-0 Hartford. Canes quarterback Ryan McCarthy hits Seth Dershel over the middle, and that set up a Jason Gardner touchdown, 14-0 Hartford at the half. On to the third quarter. Jason Gardner gets the ball again and runs all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, 21-0 Canes. On to the fourth quarter now. Randy St. Peter had to change his jersey because he got ripped earlier. Bulls his way to the end zone, 27-0. Hartford goes on to the state championship with a win. They'll play Middlebury.
We're going to have our work cut out for us. It's going to be a physical football game, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play.
Yes, they are the champions. Saturday, Woodstock goes to North Country. Third quarter was scoreless until Falcon quarterback Brent Austin hits Ernest Fortin in the end zone with a 2-point conversion, 8-0 North Country. Later, Austin scores from the 1 on a quarterback sneak, 14-0 Falcons. North Country goes on to beat Woodstock 14-6. So let's check out the playoff picture for you now. In Vermont, Division I, Friday night at 7 o'clock, Hartford meets Middlebury at Rutland High School. Division II, this is on Saturday. Fairhaven and St. Johnsbury get together down at Brattleboro. Division III, also Saturday at Spalding. Bellows Falls takes on North Country. And in New Hampshire, this is also Saturday. Division IV at Plymouth, Newport in for this game. 11 boys and girls soccer teams played yesterday in postseason action. The boys lose to Souhegan 2-0, but the girls advance with a 2-1 win over Conval. They'll play Souhegan tomorrow in the semifinals. Hanover girls lost to St. Thomas 2-1. Saturday, Colby Sawyer lost the CCC men's soccer championship. Remember that game they tried to get in earlier last week? Had to do it all over again. They lost it to Curry 2-1. Still a great season for the Chargers. And congratulations to the Colby Sawyer women's tennis team as they won the CCC tournament. And the Riddick Bow Camp is already thinking about its next fight. Yesterday, a day after Bow's 8-round victory in his rubber match against Evander Holyfield, his manager is talking about a Bow-Tyson bout. Nothing has yet been set in stone. A couple of things before we go. Lou Piniella has been named the American League Manager of the Year, and the Hartford Whalers have fired their head coach, Paul Holmgren.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Well, stay with us. We'll have a final look at the forecast when we come back. Okay, the weather is going to be downhill from here.
Yeah, it may look just like that video you just saw by the time we get through this. Starts as rain tomorrow, and then we cool off. We'll be changing over to snow. Could start as a little bit of sleet in the North Country. It gets windy, too. Boy, you know, I was in a positive mood until I came in to do the forecast. Things have gone steadily downhill since then.
Okay, well, that's a report for now. We'll see you again at 11.
You lived as a soldier, you died as a soldier for peace. We are not ashamed, nor are we afraid.